everybody, Jay here, and that's Sean, my current husband. And today we've got all the movie news that's fit to print. Only we're not printing it, we're putting it on YouTube. So, as you know, this virus continues to dry up all of the movie news.
Yes.
Which makes it hard to keep this machine running.
Yeah, you're doing a great job at finding things, though.
Well, I am good at my job.
Yes, you are.
I'm good at most jobs.
Yes, you are.
So I do have a few little nuggets for you. The first, which I thought was sort of a nice thing to call attention to, was Ryan Reynolds and his lovely wife, Blake Lively, have made a very generous $1 million donation to help families during this time. So half of it is going to Feed America, and the other one, I mean, that's what the charity is called.
Okay.
Feeding America, and the other is going to Food Banks Canada.
Great.
So
I like it.
Yes, just remembering that these are difficult times. People are hoarding food. Please don't hoard food. Some people, and more than ever, people are going to need these services. And if you do, please use them. That's what they're there for.
Yes.
You know what? It is difficult, but it's not worth going hungry for.
No, it's not.
And yeah, people are getting hit hard. People are laid off. The shifts just aren't there. And it's going to be difficult for a while.
Yeah.
So, you know what?
Well, good for them. That is really nice.
It is really nice, except Ryan Reynolds took the occasion to again reignite the phony feud that he has had with Hugh Jackman over many years now. So really, they have a phony feud going because Hugh Jackman, of course, was Wolverine. And you may know how Ryan Reynolds feels about that. So every time either one of them has anything to promote, and I think they're also just weird good friends who enjoy teasing each other over the internet. So he included Hugh Jackman's telephone number. What I hope is not really his telephone number, but he supplied a phone number and attributed it to Hugh Jackson. Just so, you know.
Ryan Reynolds does seem like a guy who would put up Hugh Jackman's phone number.
I mean, stranger things have happened.
That's kind of the funny part, isn't it?
I guess so. That's the humor. So, as you know, Contagion is the movie everyone is watching on Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, to each their own, but I am staying as far away from that movie as possible right now.
Yeah. Well, coincidentally, I rewatched this movie like probably just a couple of months before all of this virus stuff. Ago. You know, it came out on Netflix a while ago, and so I watched it and gave it a review on our site, assholeswatchingmovies.com. So then we see it blowing up all over the place, like an old movie, and it's just like, why is this happening? Well, apparently people are looking to this movie and things don't really go well for them. So, you know what? Watch something a little happier, why don't you?
Yeah.
But here's a little nugget of not great news. The doctor who is the consultant to Steven Soderbergh on that movie, he's got the virus.
Oh no.
Yeah, he does. So basically he's just telling people, like, anyone can get it. And at the rate this thing is spreading, everyone will get it.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel like that?
It does feel like that.
So, yeah. He doesn't even know how he got it, so be careful, guys. Stay at home.
And we're getting a lot of stories like that of people have no idea where the connection is. They don't know that they've been around anyone who has it.
Well, that's the thing. Idris Elba, who also has COVID-19, and so does his wife now because she quarantined with him. Mm-hmm. And really, like, we personally know a mother and son who have it.
Yep.
They had traveled and come back with symptoms they picked up in the airport, probably even on the way there, which is too bad.
Yeah.
So they came home and were immediately self-isolating, but then confirmed with their doctor that this is what they have. And the husband and father is in the home with them. So he's trying to stay downstairs while they're upstairs. It is difficult for families, you know, especially when a kid is sick. Yep. Somebody needs to take care of them. And they're not terribly sick. They're doing okay, but what I was saying about Idris Elba is that he to this day has not had any symptoms.
Oh.
And that's the worst part, is that people don't know they're sick. And so but you can absolutely give it to people when you don't know you're sick. People cannot have symptoms for weeks, but be carrying around this bug and passing it to everyone. So that's why it's important for everyone to stay home. And because, at first, we're tempted to think of it as the sort of old people's problem, but it's turning out to be not just an old people's problem, because not only can anyone get it, but for some reason it is randomly bad in some people, and we don't know why. All ages have died from this.
Yeah.
So, we do need to take this very seriously.
Yeah, we do. And hope for the best, but
yes. So this doctor is just telling people, nobody is above this. Anyone can get it.
Yeah, he's a, expert on contagions. He knows how not to get it. And he still got it. So, and I mean, it went that way in the movie too, didn't it? Yeah, all the doctors got it, it's true.
Yes. So, also consider donating to the million masks. We're trying to get PPEs, the right equipment, to doctors and nurses so they can protect themselves when they are helping people who are sick, so that they don't become sick.
Yeah, that's a great cause, because we need them healthy, and they don't have enough equipment right now.
No, and I know in Canada we donated I don't know how many tons of equipment to China when they were suffering, and now we don't have enough for our doctors and nurses. That's a bit of an oversight, but of course we're, worldwide, we need to take care of each other.
Yeah, the intentions were right, but now we're getting hit hard too.
Yeah. Everyone is. It's going to be everywhere. If it's not where you are yet, it will be soon.
Yeah.
And so, we have to take care of each other, and especially take care of the people in the healthcare sector.
Yeah.
Because they get sick at a much higher rate, and they get sick seriously at a much higher rate because they're so exposed to it. So please, let's do everything we can for them.
Agreed.
So they can get back to consulting on movie sets as soon as possible.
The important work.
Yes. Well, also very important, and I know this is near and dear to you, Sean, Lebron James is assuring fans that they are still on target for Space Jam 2 because the animators are working from home. They are able to, although the live action parts are not yet being filmed, the animated parts, and maybe you're surprised to learn that some of these will be animated characters, Sean.
I am a little surprised. Yes. It's a departure.
So yes, he is reassuring people that it was always going to come out in June 2021, and he feels they're still on target for that.
Well, LeBron would know.
Well, he would, wouldn't he?
He would.
He's a hustler.
He's going to make it happen.
Yes. Although, with the NBA, and again, this is what the NBA was hoping to get rolling again by mid-May. And then if they just continue a season from there, not even a season, but even just playoffs from there, that means a lot of the players, possibly including LeBron, are not going to be having a summer off to film.
Yeah, and the Olympics are now delayed. So I guess at least that's part of their summer that was already gone for LeBron. True. And
yeah.
a lot of the guys that are in Space Jam were in consideration for that team.
Okay.
At this point, I would be surprised if they can start it up again. I hope they can.
It's hard. We're losing a lot of movies that way.
We're losing a lot of stuff. But everything is getting pushed back, and it seems like that's going to keep going for a while.
Well, some people are still finding ways to push their movies forward, and George Miller was holding Skype auditions for the Furiosa spin-off, the Mad Max Fury Road Furiosa spin-off.
All right.
So I heard that he was recently auditioning Anya Taylor-Joy. I don't know what it's going to be yet. They wanted Charlize. I expected Charlize to be there, but because of the lawsuits, this movie has been pushed back.
Forever.
And because they also want to get Tom Hardy back in the seat. So it's hard to say exactly when this would come out and what it will entail, but he's working on it. And he wants you to know he's working on it.
I'm happy to know that he's working on it.
Yes.
I hope it actually happens. I mean, it would be really nice if they could get Charlize back. It would be great if they could get Tom Hardy back because they were both amazing in Fury Road.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the driving force behind the spin-off and the sequel. Let's get more of these people playing these roles.
A great dynamic and some great roles that we really got attached to very quickly in that movie.
Yeah.
But that's not the only movie that George Miller has on his plate, because he also is working on something called 3,000 Years of Longing, which is a lot of longing.
That is a lot.
And that would, I think, the people attached to star include Idris Elba, so get well soon, and Tilda Swinton.
Okay.
Who is kind of amazing in everything. She's such a bit of a weirdo, that lady.
Yeah, she's not afraid to be the weirdo either.
No, I don't think she's afraid of anything. And so anything that she chooses, I think, you have to give a chance to.
Yeah, she's been in some great stuff.
So we'll look forward to that.
Yes, we will. And it'll be a mystery until then of what this is even about.
Yes, especially to you.
Always to me, yes. And I try and figure it out, and I often am wrong.
Yeah. So I think a few videos ago, we'll say, I made a comment about Evangeline Lilly saying a dumb thing about COVID-19. So she had posted to social media that she had just dropped her kid off at gymnastics camp. And people were immediately on her and being like, you can't do that, we're doing social distancing. And she said a dumb thing that was like, well, some people value our freedom over our lives, which obviously you can't have freedom if you don't have your life, just so you know, Evangeline Lilly. I mean, it's a dumb thing to say any day of the year, but certainly right now when tempers are so high, everyone is, understandably afraid. We're all trying to do our part, but it only works if everybody does it.
That's right.
So, of course, she's now apologizing.
Well, that's something.
Well, yeah. Is it?
I don't know that it makes up for it.
Is it a real apology or is it a Hollywood apology? Who knows? But she did call herself arrogant and insensitive. No, she called her comment arrogant and insensitive. And it certainly was that.
Yeah.
But she's learned her lesson and she is now self-isolating at home.
Yeah, well, I mean, she now has to for a while so that people forget.
Yes, that's right. She doesn't have to worry about the virus half as much as she has to worry about the rotten eggs people will be throwing at her. But not the toilet paper. People are still conserving that.
No, that's precious.
Yes.
Although I heard eggs are jumping in price too, so we're going to have to find something new.
Oh my gosh, okay. Well, potatoes? I don't know.
They're pretty hard. I think you want something mushy though.
Are you sure?
I mean, I'm no expert, but like a tomato. I mean,
oh sure. I mean,
splash.
Yeah. Well, you want to splash? Maybe I want to take a bitch out.
Okay. That's fair comment.
Oh boy. So I don't know if you heard this, Sean, but they were talking recently about the Bill Murray cameo in Zombieland.
No.
Which is the best cameo in any movie ever.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
But Bill Murray was not their first choice. Patrick Swayze was.
Well, I think that's a weird first choice.
Well, I mean, Bill Murray fits like such a glove in that movie. It is hard to picture anyone else doing it. I'm sure they would have done it funny. It's just hard to imagine them being able to poke as much fun as you obviously can at Bill Murray.
Yes.
But, so Patrick Swayze turned them down and they later realized he was just too sick to work.
He's very sick, yeah.
So they had some backups. They actually went to Sylvester Stallone next.
I mean, that is kind of along the same lines as Bill Murray. It might have worked, but again, not as good as Bill Murray.
Well, apparently he was less willing to poke fun at himself.
I can see that.
Anyways, we love the Bill Murray one. Now there's also, they have recently released a scene of the script, and I'm actually not sure if it was for the first one or the second, the sequel, a cameo from Mark Hamill. And I don't know why that didn't end up happening, but let me tell you, the Star Wars references just fly left and right, It's a terrific scene, and you sort of wish that, not to replace Bill Murray,
No,
but
have them both.
I mean, certainly in the second one, seems like we could have had another fun cameo.
It does.
Because that was a highlight of the movie for me.
It really was.
So, you know, we might want to see this scene released. What people are really clamoring for, though, and I'm not even talking about the Snyder cut, I'm talking about the buttholes cut.
Oh,
yes. So we all are trying to forget about that terrible movie Cats that came out in December, and nobody went to see, and good for you, because we did. Although remember, we're movie reviewers, we have to see this stuff. We still shouldn't have seen it.
Yeah.
It was bad, and not good bad, not funny bad, just bad.
Bad.
Would we have felt differently if the cats all had buttholes? Because apparently, some visual effects artist leaked that at some point, I don't know who pulled the trigger on this, some point they were like, you know what? We should have done buttholes. Come in and give all the cats buttholes. And so somebody did. And then they were like, oh, this was a mistake. Take all the buttholes out. And so they hired somebody randomly whose sole job was to remove the buttholes. Now, obviously, this person has remained anonymous, so we can't say for sure that the butthole cut exists. But would it change your mind about the movie if it did?
Not one bit.
Okay.
That was very low on the list of problems with this movie.
Okay. So it's not going to win a lot of fans over, you don't think?
No. And I mean...
You're not even going to watch it out of curiosity?
No, I don't
No,
need to
you know
see
what?
cat buttholes.
Probably you can see it on Twitter. Somebody will make a gif out of it, and you don't have to sit through 2 hours of buttholes just to laugh at it once, right?
Exactly.
All right. Somebody is going to take it for the team if the butthole release ever comes out.
Now maybe remove the human hands. I could get more on board with that.
I think they did. Like
They
it was
did
released
change
into
it.
theaters, and then they rushed out another edit. We saw the first edit because we were there early on.
There early on,
we
couldn't
were.
miss it.
Oh, to remember those heady days of going to the movies now that we are on movie lockdown.
Yeah, I mean, that movie theater was so empty too that
Yeah.
we really could have done a good job of self-isolating in there.
Yes, we could. We did. That's right. I mean, cats are human repellers, so who knows about their buttholes, though. All right, well, that's all the movie news we have for right now.
That was a lot.
You know, sometime it trickles down and we will let you know the good, the bad, and the buttholes. Bye, everyone.